A lot of women hit their 40s and 50s, look down at their midsection and feel like their body changed overnight. All right. Like maybe their waist looks thicker or their lower stomach looks more prominent, pants fit differently. And immediately the conclusion is menopause belly, hormones, nothing I can do. But I want to have a more honest and hopefully, I guess, encouraging and hopeful conversation with you than that. Because yes, menopause can shift fat storage towards the abdomen. That is real. I'm not discounting that. But not everything women are calling belly fat is actually an increase in central fat. So sometimes it is, but sometimes it's also bloating. Sometimes it's distension. Sometimes it's the loss of muscle or shape that used to hold the torso differently. Sometimes it's also poor pressure management, poor core control, pelvic floor dysfunction, even something as simple as constipation. So today I want to talk about what is actually changing, what menopause is doing, what it is not doing, and how to think about your midsection in a way that is accurate instead of reactive. So let's start with what is true. The menopause transition does tend to shift fat distribution towards the abdomen. Okay, this is a fact. The Menopause Society specifically notes that while aging is the main driver of weight gain, menopause does contribute to more abdominal fat redistribution and greater central adiposity. Women also tend to lose lean mass as they age, which makes the whole entire body composition picture a lot less forgiving. So, yes, your body may genuinely be storing more fat centrally than it used to. But here is where women get really misled, all right? They act like hormones are the entire explanation, and they aren't. Because menopause does not force feed you, okay? It also does not erase the role of muscle mass, activity, sleep, recovery, food intake, insulin sensitivity, stress, or habits, okay? Menopause changes the terrain. It doesn't remove your agency. Like, think of it this way. Menopause can change the playing field, but it doesn't change the rules of the game. A changing midsection in midlife is honestly not something that can be attributed to one single thing. It's often a layered issue. So part of it may be fat redistribution, Part of it may also be muscle loss. Part of it, and I see this a lot, is poor, I don't want to say poor, less glute development, less back development, which changes how the torso is supported and shaped. Part of it could be posture. Part of it can be pressure management or poor core coordination. And some of it can be digestion or constipation or chronic abdominal distension. And this all matters because one thing I notice is women often use one label for a lot of different problems. So I notice in conversations with clients and potential clients, they'll call it belly fat when what they really mean is my midsection looks thicker, or my lower stomach protrudes, or my waist is less defined, or I look puffy by evening, or I feel expanded through the midsection. And those are not all the same thing, right? Not every lump in your laundry basket is the same item. A sweatshirt, a towel, and a blanket all change the shape of the pile, but those are not the same things. And that's a little bit how the midsection works too. Now, I don't want to overcomplicate this to the point where we avoid the obvious. Like, sometimes, yes, it is in fact more central fat gain. Declining estrogen in particular is associated with more abdominal fat deposition and more visceral fat risk. And age-related lean mass loss and lower activity can further worsen body composition by changing how and where your body stores fat. So if someone is less active, if someone has less muscle, and if someone is eating in a way that exceeds her needs, if someone is sleeping poorly, if someone is more insulin resistant, if someone is moving through menopause, then yes, more true abdominal fat could absolutely be part of the picture. And I'm not saying this to be shameful. It's just important to call it accurately, because if it is true fat gain, the answer is not going to be endless abdominal exercises or just pointing fingers at your hormones.